There are moments in life that test more than our strength. They reveal the strength of those who stand by and choose either to act or stay silent. Sometimes, the toughest battles aren't fought in war zones or under roaring skies. They happen quietly, in the most ordinary places. A diner, a gas station, a corner cafe, where no one expects a hero to rise. And that's exactly what happened one quiet evening, in a small, town roadside diner, when a group of rowdy bikers decided to pick on the wrong woman. A woman who had already faced storms they could never imagine. She wasn't just any woman, she was Captain Emily Rhodes, a decorated F-16 fighter pilot. Once, she had danced with the clouds and touched the heavens at supersonic speeds. Now, she sat in a wheelchair. Not as a symbol of weakness, but as a throne of courage. She had fallen from the sky, and still found the strength to stand tall in spirit. That night, she walked, or rather, rolled, into the diner with quiet confidence. No spotlight, no attention. Just the calm poise of someone who had seen life from above the clouds, and survived its cruelest storms. She placed her order, thanked the waitress with a gentle smile, and took a seat by the window, enjoying the simple peace of being unseen. But peace doesn't always last. Moments later, the door swung open, and in came a group of bikers. Loud, rough-looking men with tattoos and heavy boots, carrying the arrogance of people who thought power came from intimidation. They noticed Emily almost instantly. To them, she wasn't a hero, just a woman in a wheelchair. Easy prey for their mockery. They surrounded her like vultures circling their next meal, sneering at her Air Force jacket, joking about her uniform, and making cruel comments about her legs. One of them leaned down, tapping the side of her chair, spitting out words that stung more than any physical pain. They laughed at the very sacrifices that gave them the freedom to laugh. Emily didn't flinch. But inside, her mind replayed memories she had fought hard to bury. The roar of the jet, the explosion, the crash that changed everything. She remembered the burning wreckage, the endless nights of rehab, the moments she wondered if she'd ever feel whole again. But what broke her heart that night wasn't their cruelty. It was the silence. The silence of the people who watched and said nothing. Heads lowered. Forks clinked against plates. Not a single person stood up for her. She wasn't fighting just the bikers. She was fighting the indifference of everyone around her. And then, the air in the diner changed. The door opened again. The sound of boots echoed against the floor, steady, strong, and purposeful. One by one, they entered, men and women in Air Force uniforms. Not one or two, but 35 of them. They filled the room with quiet authority. The kind that doesn't need words or weapons to command respect. They weren't strangers. They were her unit. Her brothers and sisters in arms. The same people who had flown beside her, trusted her, and refused to ever leave one of their own behind. They had come to meet her there, and by sheer fate, they arrived at the exact moment she needed them most. The bikers froze mid-laugh. The color drained from their faces. The room, once filled with mockery, now hummed with tension and awe. Not a single word was spoken, but the message was loud and clear. You do not mock one of us, ever. One officer gently placed a hand on Emily's shoulder. No words. Just a silent promise, you're not alone. We've got you. The crowd, who moments ago hid in fear, now watched in stunned silence. The bikers backed away, their swagger replaced by shame. Their laughter died, replaced by awkward mutters as they slowly retreated toward the door. The moment they stepped out, the diner erupted. Not in chaos, but in applause. Strangers who had looked away now stood and clapped. Truckers at the counter wiped their eyes. The waitress, tears glistening, used her apron to hide her emotions. That night, something powerful shifted in that little diner. It wasn't just about Emily reclaiming her dignity. It was a reminder to everyone there that heroes don't always stand tall. Sometimes, they roll through life carrying scars that tell stories of courage the world can't see. Captain Emily Rhodes reminded the world that strength isn't about walking without fear. It's about facing fear and choosing to rise anyway. And when one hero is mocked, an entire family of warriors will always rise beside them. So, dear friend, if this story touched your heart, even for a moment, I have a small favor to ask. Please pause right now, hit that like button. Share this story with someone who might need a reminder of hope, and subscribe to Kindness Talks, where true stories of courage, empathy, and humanity come alive. And before you go, tell me in one word, what did this story make you feel? Was it inspired, proud, grateful? Drop it in the comments below. Because every word you share helps spread light a little further. Together, we remind the world that kindness, courage, and compassion still fly higher than any fighter jet ever could.